I could not stay another day to love, to laugh, to work or play. Tasks completed every day. And if my parting has left a void, then fill it with remembered joy. Dawn could not stay another day. She knew the time had come and she was ready. These beautiful words written by Dolores Garcia are words that encourage you to remember with joy the love that you had for her and to always keep her memory alive. So we've come together this morning to celebrate and honour the life of the loving matriarch of your family, Dawn Elizabeth Lutze, a beautiful woman who was so much to so many. You are her closest family and friends. The emotions of love and sadness are palpable in the chapel right now. I am honoured to be leading the celebration of Dawn's life, and I welcome all those who are viewing our service online, in particular her sons Roger in Perth and Peter and his wife Catherine on the Gold Coast, her brother John and his wife Shirley in Perth, her sister Ruth in Coffs Harbour, and her granddaughter Amy in Canberra. You are all here today because you have one really important thing in common. Your lives have been touched by the good fortune of having had Dawn as a mother, a mother-in-law, a nanny, a great nanny, or as a friend. She was so incredibly special to you all, and I know she will never be forgotten. Our time together this morning is an opportunity to share memories of the life and personality that was Dawn. Vibrant, warm, friendly, loyal and loving, caring and kind. Beautiful inside and out, and totally devoted to you all. Following our service this morning, our chapel is yours, and I invite you all to stay together and share morning tea, as we know Dawn would definitely want you to do. Dawn was a down-to-earth, no fuss, no tears kind of lady who would not like being the centre of attention. While she wouldn't like the tears, it is inevitable that you feel sadness today. So it's important that we celebrate the good times and know that grief is a natural emotion when we lose someone we love. The only cure for grief is to grieve. Tears are not weakness. They are memories made liquid. They carry the weight of words we could not say and moments we cannot bring back, and the love that still lives in us with nowhere else to go. So if need be, let the tears fall. Let them speak. Let them remind you what hurts this deeply once mattered so much. Born on a cold winter's morning in Burwood, an inner west suburb of Sydney, on the 30th of July 1929, Dawn was the eldest of 3 children born to Victor and Ina Brabham. With her siblings Ruth and John, she was raised in a time when money was scarce, but love was bountiful. Many of the values that she carried throughout her life were instilled in those early years. She attended Bondi Primary School and loved the freedom of living near Bondi Beach, where she learnt to swim. When Dawn was 8, the family moved to Guildford, the first of numerous moves she would undertake throughout her life. During this time, her father bought a block of land in the Blue Mountains and built a shack for the entire family to enjoy. Friends and family gathered every holiday and all the children thoroughly enjoyed building cubby houses, undertaking long walks in the bush, and swimming in the pools under the waterfalls. Life was an adventure to be enjoyed from sunup to sundown, when the children would head home as their tummies rumbled and the sky darkened. As the skies darkened in Europe in 1939, her dad, Victor, headed to war in 1940. Brother John had just turned 5, and Ina went to work at Grace Brothers department store. As needs must at the time, she worked long hours, and Dawn found herself in the role of mother, caring for Ruth and John, chopping wood for the boilers to heat the water, mowing lawns and trimming hedges, as well as doing the indoor jobs to keep the children fed and happy. Dawn loved learning and loved school. However, due to family financial restraint, she finished her formal schooling at the age of 14 years and 9 months, and she trained as a stenographer, working for a legal firm quite some distance from home. The travel by train was lengthy and the days were long. The people she worked for were always good to her, but there was very little left from her meagre pay packet to assist her mum with the running of the house, so a position was ultimately found a little closer to home. In her late teens, Dawn loved ballroom dancing and playing netball with her cousins and friends. She had a charismatic personality that drew people to her, and hence she had lovely friends that remained friends for life. Although having only completed a basic education, Dawn was blessed with good thinking skills, an inquisitive mind, and a fair deal of common sense. In 1946, at the age of 17, she met a dashing young man at the Catholic Church youth group, and life was about to change forever. Leslie John Lutze swept her off her feet, helping her form a tennis club in Guildford and later partnering her at her debutante ball. After courting for several months, they were married at the St. Patrick's Catholic Church in Guildford in 1947. And so it began, a love story that lasted for the next 74 years. Les's work meant he travelled around the country for different positions: Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, London, Orange, Launceston. Dawn would pack up and move with him as she supported him and raised their 4 children. It was at 2 Cornwall Street in Hobart, the forever home they moved to in 1965, that she passionately created beautiful flower gardens that were the envy of many. Never one to sit idle, Dawn decided in 1967 that she wanted to go back to school. At the age of 38, she gained her matriculation through attending Hobart Matriculation College, and later she headed to the University of Tasmania to study Latin, Greek, and ancient civilizations. Her strength and determination during this time was remarkable. She had to jump through hoops to be accepted to do her matric. Really, she was trailblazing for the mature age students, especially women of the future. Over the course of several years, Dawn achieved what she had always wanted: to extend her education. After that, she decided to relax and smell her roses. By this time, the pitter-patter of grandchildren's feet was bringing her great joy, and so another chapter began. Once Les had retired, they undertook a European excursion that they enjoyed immensely. And then spending as much time as possible with the grandchildren and volunteering for Meals on Wheels for the next 10 years kept her busy. Enjoying English comedy programs such as Fawlty Towers together, they would share evenings having a laugh, and Dawn enjoying her favourite hobbies, reading, knitting and crocheting and completing crosswords. Life was great until a massive stroke in her early 80s again changed things for Dawn. Staying strong, stoic and resilient, she simply got on with it. Although she could no longer knit or crochet, her determination gave her another 15 years, even though doctors had predicted back then that the next episode would be her last. Dawn had always been a survivor and always seemed to be able to rally back. As a young child, pneumonia and pleurisy could have shortened her life. Eclampsia in childbirth could have been disastrous. And then the stroke. But no, Dawn was not going to give up without a fight. When Les passed away in 2021, Dawn moved up to Somerset and became a resident of Yarrandoo. She settled in well and enjoyed being part of the Yarrandoo community, even if it was as a passive onlooker. Her affable nature endeared her to everyone. Everyone loved her for who she was. Some might say Dawn was quirky. Not everyone sends a tea bag in every letter that they write. Some may say she was frugal. Flattening wrapping paper to reuse is not a regular activity in most households. But all would say Dawn was a loyal and loving woman, a woman who never said a bad word about anyone, the matriarch of your family, the woman who loved you all dearly and you loved her. Dawn knew it was time and she was ready. When she closed her eyes on Friday, the 2nd of May, the world truly lost a beautiful soul. So what would she probably say to us right now? Maybe this beautiful poem. Another limb has fallen from the family tree. I keep hearing a voice that says, "Grieve not for me. Remember the best times, the laughter, the song, the good life I lived while I was strong. Continue my heritage, I'm counting on you. Keep smiling and the sun will surely shine through. My mind is at ease, my soul is at rest, remembering all how I was truly blessed. Continue traditions no matter how small. Go on with your life, don't worry if you fall. I'll miss you all dearly, so keep up your chin until the day comes when we're together again." Sleep peacefully, lovely lady. You have surely earned your rest. Some memories and tributes this morning. The first is a set of memories from her son, Roger, that I am honoured to present. Roger has written, "My earliest memory of Mum is when she took me to a photo studio for a baby portrait photo. We went by tram to the Sydney beachside suburb of Bondi on a fine sunny day for the photograph. This hand-coloured photo is still cherished. In 1952, we went by ocean liner to England. We had a stopover in Perth and went out sightseeing. But the tram back to the wharf ran late. When we got to the wharf, our ship was already leaving the port. So we all jumped into a pilot boat which raced us out into the harbour. We had to climb up a swinging rope ladder beside the ship to get back on board. I was pushed up by Dad, who carried Peter. Mum was heavily pregnant with Terry. That must have been so tough on her, but she did it all with ease. Mum had a memorable turn of phrase to describe the bad behaviour of kids. We were all just going through a stage. I'm sure that we're all still going through a stage. A parent's sound advice is valuable in life. It's not how much you earn that's important, but how much you save. Or cars and alcohol were just money down the drain. And smoking was just money up in smoke too. Mum always had these pearls of wisdom for us kids, and it meant she set us up with a firm foundation of common sense. Beautiful memories. And memories from her son Peter and his family. Peter has written, I remember you telling me when I was a young boy on the way to the bus stop in Sunshine, Victoria, that today was your birthday and that you were 21 years old. And ever since then, you've been forever 21. You introduced me to the world of reading, especially those adventurous books like Treasure Island, Moby Dick, Robinson Crusoe, Tom Sawyer, and The Five Find Outers. And they all helped me to pursue the adventurous life I wanted to pursue. My best memories occurred when we were growing up in Sydney in French's Forest and spending all our free time in the National Park. What a great childhood we had. We went out to explore, hunt, fish, have cracker fights, make rafts, model boats, and travel for many miles down to Bantry Bay, Roseville Chase. Mum, I give you special thanks for finally letting me go when I wanted to join the Navy at 15, and for the many letters and parcels while in the Navy, particularly when we were out at sea. I remember on one occasion you sent a parcel which contained a bar of Solvol soap and a writing pad, which was hilariously received by everyone. You always kept in contact, if not by phone, then by letter or card. In your last years, we caught up via messenger video while you were waiting for your morning cup of tea. We are all here now, the Queensland tribe, celebrating your life with tea, scones and lamingtons, as you have asked, and we have offered mass and prayers for you. God bless. We will love you forever. Beautiful tributes have been written by the grandchildren, and I invite Michael, Jenna and Alison to come forward to present their tributes. Thanks, guys.
Just some memories of Nan. So in her later years, Nan loved going to the Hobart Casino for the all-you-can-eat buffet lunch. After lunch, it was a tradition for everyone to put a lucky dollar in the pokey machines. And Nan always had a lucky dollar for everyone, so we could all try our luck. She was quick to teach us restraint and would sternly tell us not to give the pokies any more than just the $1. Nan was also rather creative in the kitchen, and she introduced us to her unique mixtures, whether it be a mixture of drinks, a mixture of different soups, or a mixture of a few different desserts in the one bowl led to some unique flavour combinations. She also held the title for the best mince meat, much loved by all the grandkids. During university years, Nan kept us supplied with endless fuel discount vouchers, a bonus for broke uni students. She would make random, unannounced visits to my room on campus and leave a bag of goodies hanging on the door handle if you were out, a welcome sight on return from late lectures. And if you happened to turn up to 2 Cornwall Street on a Sunday morning with a hangover, she would encourage a good lie down and sleep in the back room. However, did make sure to come in an hour later to announce that her and Pop were off to church now, and would you like to get up and join them? We will always remember Nan's kindness, her generosity, and her favourite saying, look after each other.
I'll keep the memories going. So there was the Christmas lucky dip. You get this big random shopping bag full of surprises. There'd be socks, jocks, biscuits, you never knew. But there was always a note in there somewhere. But again, you didn't know if it was going to be a $5, a $10 or a $50. So that was the highlight of Christmas, going through Nan's present. And she believed in finishing what she'd started, and that was especially true of breakfast. Back in my day, she'd say, we used to have rations, and she'd remind us, and she'd stand behind you, watching until you finished every last little bit of muesli, every last bit. She looked after us in good and bad. In one of those bad times, when Mum was crook, she stepped up and she helped us for months. And one night, us ferals pushed her to the limit, and we learnt that night that Nan keeps her word. She said to us, if you keep doing what you're doing, I'm going to leave this house. So we kept pushing, and she left. Off she went. She walked around the block, and we were shocked. We couldn't believe it. We were so shocked that when she came back, we did not mess with her again because she kept her word. And I think we were scared of Dad as well. Visiting Nan, as Ali said, we'd always get her special punch, trips out to Eastlands and the IGA at bus stop 9, and of course the casino. And I'll never forget her abracadabra. As she played the pokies, she'd had this special to make it win for her. But the biggest life lesson that we learned at the casino probably wasn't the pokies, it was how serviettes are to be used, not just for wiping your hands, but for wrapping up leftovers and putting them in your bag. As a student, as Ali said, I'd take over all my dirty washing. She'd wash it, she'd fold it, she'd iron it. I've never had crisper jocks in my life, so thanks, Nan. And she'd put that lucky dip bag together again. You'd never know what you were going to leave with, but you always needed it. She taught us manners, please, Nanny darling. And when we were bored or unwell, she had simple cures. Go for a walk, do some leg swings, or just lie on the hard floor because it'll do you good. She gave us a time, a humour, her stubbornness and her love in all its wonderfully unconventional forms. And we're going to miss you, Nanny darling. We're going to keep walking around the block, doing our leg swings, just like you would have wanted.
I'm so blessed to have so many happy memories of my Nan as a child. I have an early memory at about 5 years old of catching the bus into the city and having lunch at Fitzgerald's. I thought it was the best adventure. I thought she was so brave from catching the bus all the way from Lindisfarne into the city. Later, when I was studying in Hobart, I would often visit Nan and Pop on the weekend. I really enjoyed getting to know Nan as an adult and hearing stories from her younger days. As Ali and Mike have said, she was always generous. You couldn't leave without a bag full of stuff. Whether it was foods, biscuits, kitchen utensils or toilet paper, it was a jackpot for the uni students. When James came into my life, he was welcomed by Nan with open arms. James and his Navy crew once flew a helicopter nearby 2 Cornwall Street, and he fondly recalls Nan waving a handkerchief enthusiastically up at them. This was a signature Nan move, which will always be remembered by the family. One of the most important things I've learnt from Nan is to enjoy the small things. She found joy in taking a short walk down Cornwall Street, admiring her beautiful garden, or simply sitting down to a cup of tea and a nice biscuit or two. She also expanded my vocabulary when answering some of the most difficult crossword clues I've ever heard. I remember her as someone who was kind and caring. She had a good sense of humour, and I'm so grateful for the positive impact she's had on my life.
What beautiful memories you have. There's nothing more special than the relationship of grandchildren and grandparents, and you definitely had one of the best. The final tribute this morning are beautiful words that Julia wrote when Dawn turned 90, and it was shared at her birthday, and I'm sharing again. Julia wrote, "Turning 90 is no easy feat. In fact, it's quite an accomplishment. Thank you for holding us together throughout our lives, and thank you for giving us true meaning in our lives. You are the person that taught us all that the most valuable things in life cannot be bought: love, loyalty, respect, and contentment." So very, very true. So now, with all those beautiful memories in our mind, we have the privilege of viewing photographs depicting aspects of Dawn's life that we've heard about this morning. The beautiful Ave Maria by Michael Bublé has been chosen to accompany these.
Maria gratia plena, Maria gratia plena, Ave, Ave Dominus, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventri tui, Ave Maria. hora mortis nostri. Ave
Such beautiful, beautiful memories. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. When we lose someone we love, life goes on. So it is important to think about all the really great things, and there have been plenty, as we have seen and heard. These are what will keep you going, and in time help you to smile again. Dawn passed peacefully on Friday, May the 2nd, with members of her family surrounding her, with the beautiful caring staff of Yarrandu Nursing Home going above and beyond what could be expected of them. Dawn was reunited with Les, pain-free and at peace. Although Dawn is no longer with us, her spirit and her living made a difference and will continue to do so as long as each of you remember her in your hearts and carry her life's lessons with you. You now are the representatives and the ambassadors of her legacy. She gave you wonderful gifts of kindness, graciousness, strength, acceptance, and love. She showed you how to live with a strong and positive heart, and how to be thankful for everything you have. Cherish it always. Dawn and Les now take their final journey together to the Burney Lawn Cemetery, where they will be never separated. Let's take that journey with them. Would you all please stand?
Raise your voices, lift your hearts. This is the day the Lord has made. Let all the earth mountains, sing to the sea. Raise your voices, lift your hearts. This is the day the Lord has made. Let all the earth rejoice. I will give thanks to you, my Lord. You have answered my plea. You have saved my soul from death. You are my strength and my song. Sing to the mountains, sing to the sea. Raise your voices, lift your hearts. This is the day the Lord has made. Let all the earth rejoice. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. Death has lost and all is light. Sing of the glory of God. Sing to the mountains, sing to the sea. Raise your voices, lift your hearts. This is the day the Lord has made. Let all the earth rejoice. Raise your voices, lift your hearts. This is the day the Lord has made. Let all the earth rejoice. Sing to the mountains, sing to the sea. Raise your voices, lift your hearts. This is the day the Lord has made. Let all